All right, we're kicking things off today with Secretary Mike Berry of the Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Cabinet joining us today to talk about the Vax and Visit KY vaccine sweepstakes, and also some exciting news about the new tourism attraction at Lake Malone, and we'll get into a lot of other things. So Secretary Berry, thanks for joining us today.
It's great to be here. Thank you. You all have covered most of what I had, so we can just go to commercial.
No, we'll keep it going here. And we appreciate you. You know, it's I'm going to say it's awkward in here, but it's like we're all looking in different directions. We're all here together.
But let me just start out by I saw you in the press conference the other day with Governor Beshear, and you were talking about the Vax and Visit Kentucky vaccine sweepstakes, and I was like, ooh. So can you just tell us more about it and what that's all about?
Sure. We're excited about this because it's another way that we can engage the folks of the Commonwealth to get vaccinated so that tourism can return to its complete normal self very soon. So if you go to tah.ky.gov, and TAH stands for Tourism, Arts, and Heritage, that's the Cabinet website, you can register to be a part of the Vax and Visit campaign. We're going to be giving away over the course of 10 drawings, over the course of 3 drawings, 10 each drawing for a total of 30 packages. And those will include things like overnight staycation accommodations at state parks, like you mentioned Lake Barkley, you mentioned Dale Hollow, Pennyrile, Kentucky Dam Village. And then in addition to that, you can win golf opportunities at one of the 13 state park golf courses, and yes, that includes Dale Hollow, and the campgrounds. There's about 30 campgrounds, and they've really been the incredible story during this pandemic time because they've done record business. And yes, that campground you're talking about at Natural Bridge is one of ours, okay, and that's part of this drawing as well. So after the governor gives away the next $1 million, which is the last drawing, don't forget about that one. You can win $1 million or one of 5 full ride scholarships for your kids. After that, we'll begin these drawings. And if you are vaccinated, all you have to do is go on, show proof of that, and get signed up. And then we'll be doing these drawings. A couple of blackout dates apply because you don't have to go next week if your name is drawn. But some of the parks are not year-round parks, so we want to make sure that you're there when there's people there to make your visit pleasant. And then you can always go on those social media channels that the Cabinet has, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or back to that tourism website, tah.ky.gov, and see if you're one of the winners.
Well, we're talking about a win-win situation here because the goal is to get people to get vaccinated, correct?
Yes. Well, you know, there's really three prongs to that goal, and we're excited to be a part of that. The first one is to save lives. You know, if you go and get that shot of hope, you can help to save lives. Secondly, Kentucky is undergoing right now a huge economic boom. If you look at the number of jobs that have been created and companies that are moving here, and the investment in infrastructure in a lot of these companies, we want to keep that steam rolling because, as the governor likes to say, the economy's on fire. And then the third thing is, you know, our kids are back in school. My grandkids started today. And the way that we're going to keep them safe and that we're going to keep them in the classroom, which I think that's what we all want as long as it's safe, is to keep the masks on and to get the vaccines. So with all of that, you can help be a part of this and win a really cool staycation at one of Kentucky's state parks. So Vax and Visit Kentucky, enter to win.
That's a big bonus, and not only besides, you know, helping our economy, keeping our kids in school, and saving lives. Yeah, you could win a cool trip. So I will tell you, Secretary Berry, that Harvey and I preach a lot about getting the vaccine because we both have kids in school that have started and they're masking, and we want to keep them in school
Yes, very
so
much
we can come do this.
Right.
Well, one of the interesting things that we've found through some of the research that we've done is that, first of all, people said, well, we've been kind of surprised at the numbers that we've seen at Kentucky parks and at attractions across the Commonwealth. Well, first of all, you got to remember Kentucky is sitting here within a day's drive of 2/3 of the nation's population. So geographically, we're in a great place. Mother Nature also blessed us with some incredible outdoor attractions. And during the pandemic, especially in 2020, our marinas, our campgrounds, as I mentioned, our golf courses all did record numbers as people came and looked for ways to be safe while still being with their core family or being outside. So we're very fortunate that we had those. The other thing is that we've all, as a Commonwealth, handled this so responsibly that the last research that we got said that 60% of the people chose to come to Kentucky in 2020 for one of their vacations because it was a safe and secure location.
Nice.
So I think that, again, speaks to what we're talking about here. We're talking about making this a place that people want to come because, A, it's beautiful, B, it's easy to get to, and C, we're responsible about this pandemic.
We are. Well, I have a note on here that there's a new attraction at Lake Malone. And do you want to talk a little bit about that, what that's all about?
Sure. It's incredible. It's called the Big Twigs. And if you go to Lake Malone State Park, it was just last week that they opened to the public. And there are these incredible figurines that you can, there's photographs of them right there,
oh, yes.
that you can go and visit. This one looks like it's roasting marshmallows. And your family, especially kids, and I'll say kids of all ages, would absolutely love these. And it's a great, if you haven't been to Lake Malone, there's lots to do there and the beauty of it. But this just really adds to tourism in Muhlenberg County. And that entire region, I tell people, they'll say to me, hey, what do we do? Well, go find accommodations in a place like Bowling Green, or even there are places to stay at Lake Malone, or if you go to one of the state parks in that area, there some of the state park like Barron River Lake State Resort Park, and I'll use that word resort because they have a lodge and a dining room and all those amenities that make roughing it. You were talking about camping out by the creek, roughing it for me is a state park lodge.
Yes.
So, make that your center home base, so to speak. But then spend your days out going to the Big Twigs, or go to Bowling Green to the Corvette Museum, or go to Beach Bend Park outside of Bowling Green, or go up to Henderson and to the John James Audubon State Historic Site and see what is the largest collection of works of Audubon that are up there. And I could go on and on. I mean, go over to the River Park Center in Owensboro and see a show, or go to the Bluegrass Museum and Hall of Fame. There is just so much to do here, and the nice thing about it is if you're responsible and get that vaccine, it's safe.
Well, gosh, that's a lot. There's just so much to do in Kentucky, and no reason why people shouldn't take the opportunity to get out and do it safely, masked, and vaccinated.
Right. I was gonna ask you to pick your favorite, but that's like picking your favorite child. So maybe
I can do that too. It's funny you were talking about how we are here and not looking at each other. I'm used to doing this because this is how I am when I ignore what is being said to me at my house. It's just don't look at it and don't acknowledge it.
Do not engage.
That's right.
That's a good tip for everybody. Well, how about a place that maybe, I know you mentioned several, but like the people would not have otherwise known about, sort of, what's your secret gem as far as a place to go?
Okay. I'm going to be like you said with picking your favorite child. I'll tell you good things about several of them, some hidden treasures here. I mentioned the John James Audubon. I mean, just the collection of drawings and works that they have there, and I don't think a lot of people think about that. There's also a little hidden gem there that they have some cabins that you can rent, even though there's not a lodge there, and they tend to be a little more more rustic, but great things to do. If you're a golfer, some great golf courses. Probably the best known is the one at my Old Kentucky Home State Park or at Dale Hollow. But we have one this last week that I encourage people to go see. When you're down there at Lake Barkley, when you're down there at Kentucky Lake, and you're enjoying the water attractions there is a state park called Mineral Mound State Park that is close by in Eddyville in Lyon County. It has a boat dock and a great golf course. And how I know that is this last week we were down there with the governor, and the governor renamed the golf course there the Cullen. And it's named after Cullen Brown, whose picture that you just saw there. Cullen was a golfer, a world-class golfer from the University of Kentucky who unfortunately, due to osteosarcoma, passed away at age 20. But not only, and you see his family and his sister there, not only was he an incredible golfer, but if you listen to the tributes that were given at this renaming ceremony, he was an incredible human being. And so this golf course now is named the Cullen, and it's a beautiful place to play golf, but it's also a beautiful place to remember the legacy of somebody who really made a difference in a lot of people's lives and is still doing it.
Well, what a great memorial and legacy to have for his family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another couple of the places that I'll mention as your viewers are considering maybe where to go, probably the most popular of the state parks from an out-of-state standpoint is Cumberland Falls. I think everybody looks and sees those iconic falls and goes, where is that? I've got to go see them. It's not Niagara. It's much prettier. And head down to Cumberland Falls State Park. I always laugh about that, too, because I went down there one night, and during the pandemic, they were only doing carry-out at the State Park restaurant. And I decided, I wanted to go someplace for dinner and eat outside, be safe. So I went into Corbin on a Saturday night. There were 4 of us, 2 couples. And I was blown away about all there was to do there. And there was a restaurant there, and we ate up on their rooftop. And it was wonderful barbecue, and they had a live band, and it was safe, and it was fun. And I didn't feel like I was in Corbin, Kentucky. I mean, there is so much to do there, and there's stores and places to visit, and it's all within about a 20-minute drive from the state park. So there's lots to do, as I say, in these areas. Another one that I'll mention to you, one of my personal favorites, is Greenbow Lake State Park. It's up kind of toward Ashland, and people will go, well, I haven't heard of that one. Well, it's one of the smallest of the state resort parks. It does have a lodge, and it has the lake that's there. There are there's a couple of covered bridges in the area that you can visit, and a lot of furnaces where they, used to make clay things and where there was really an industry there. But it's just the beauty of the area. We took a pontoon, rented a pontoon, went out on the lake, went back and watched Olympics on the television in the room after we had dinner in Ashland, and the next day had breakfast at the State Park Lodge, and it was just a great getaway weekend. And if you're up in kind of that area and make a little trek over toward Maysville, there is so much to do there as well. And I always like to point that out. And while they may not be state park properties, they are attractions that we partner with. But if you go up there, there are so many stops and so many historical attractions along the Underground Railroad that is there. And, I always make my grandkids have an educational experience when we go to these things.
Of course. Yeah.
And I did that last year. And you have to understand, I have a 13-year-old granddaughter who believes that every vacation begins with the words cruise ship.
Oh, well.
And so that didn't happen, now for a couple of years. So we went to Kentucky Dam Village, and we went out on the way there. We stopped by the Lincoln birthplace in Hodgenville. I was sitting there going, who's teaching you? Because, you know, they knew Lincoln was born in Kentucky, but they had no idea where, and they had a great time. Yes. Then we went on to Kentucky Dam Village and, you know, got a pontoon with the slide, and they had a great time. We stayed in I said we're going to stay in one of the cabins, and my granddaughter told her mother, oh my God, we're going to have to sleep on the floor and in a sleeping bag. And then she walks in and there's flat screen televisions and Wi-Fi.
Yes.
This year we opted for Barkley, had a great time. Next year I think they're looking at Dale Hollow.
There you go.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. They've given up on the cruise ships. They want to go to Kentucky
favorites.
State Parks.
Yeah.
I think this is the problem. This is why I don't go, is because I have decision paralysis. I look at the choices. I mean, literally,
we have with that.
I go on the website and I'm just like, I don't even know. They all look amazing. So I just need to pick and go
Yes.
and check them all out. But yeah, that's the problem.
Well, we certainly appreciate having Secretary Barry here.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you want to say before we let you get back to work?
Well, you know, in the words of our tourism motto, stay close, go far, travel safe. You will see us advocating folks during the pandemic. We're not necessarily trying to get folks to hop on a plane and fly from California to enjoy Kentucky parks, and we're here for them if they want to do that. But we're encouraging folks in Kentucky to come and rediscover their state. And the Commonwealth is a beautiful place to visit. So use that tah.ky.gov or KentuckyTourism.com, or go to the state park website, or just any of those things that are out there. We'll even send you a travel guide if you want to do it the old-fashioned way and hold something with pictures in your hand. And we'll get you here to really enjoy everything the Commonwealth has to offer. And as Governor Beshear implores us, you're going to be able to do it safely.
Well, thank you so much, and we do hope everyone stays safe, and we really do appreciate your time for being here.
You all have a great day.
You have a good one.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.